Shalom and welcome to the Beit Shean National Park. We are located at the ancient Roman theater. Theater was originally developed by the Greeks in Athens during the 6th century BCE. The Romans added to the Greek tragedies and comedies lighter performances like vaudeville-style shows, as well as pantomimes and farces. The building of this theater began during the 1st century, reaching its present size by the end of the 2nd century. Entrances to the theater were through roofed passages made out of basalt stone, called in Latin vomitoria. This name reminds us of the English verb to vomit, and actually these passages were meant to vomit the crowd out of the theater at the end of the show. From the vomitorium, we enter the central part of the theater, the seating area called cavea. In front of us is the lower block of seats, preserved in its entirety, made of beautiful white stones. Above us are the second block of seats, with only its basalt core preserved. Its benches were taken to be used at other locations after the theater was destroyed in an earthquake in the 8th century. The lower block was buried for years under the ruins, and that is how it was preserved. But the upper blocks remained above ground level, making it easy to dismantle its attractive seats for other uses. The cavea was built as a half circle and divided into several sub-blocks, separated from each other by narrow staircases. The theater was designed to hold a crowd of over 7,000 people. Between the cavea and the stage, you can see a semicircle surrounded by a barrier. This is the orchestra. In the original Greek theater, the orchestra was in the shape of a full circle and was the place where the choir stood. The choir had a very important role. It carried most of the play, with the actors speaking only on occasion. Later on, the choir lost some of its importance, and so the area of the orchestra was reduced to a half circle, as we see today. The second half of the orchestra was replaced by the stage, called in Latin the pulpitum. The stage today is covered by wood, as was the original. In front of the stage are niches, alternately shaped in semicircles or squares, where statues once stood. The stage was located north of the seats to provide shade for the audience, so that the sun would not be in their eyes. The hollow area beneath the stage contained all the technical equipment needed for the show, such as scenery and mechanical aids. For example, the king in the show was driven onto the stage while seated in a chair that was moved by a rail. In the Greek plays, the stories were brought to such a complicated point that no solution could be seen. At this point, a crane was used to lift the actor playing God, lowering him onto the stage, bringing the solution. This crane was called Deus ex machina, meaning the God in the machine. Even today, we use this phrase to describe situations that only God can solve. On both sides of the stage are entrances called parodos. Through these gates, platforms of scenery were rolled out, or kings made their grand entrances. Behind the stage there is a building presently under restoration called the Scène France, meaning the stage front. The building had 2 or 3 floors and reached a height of 23 meters. It was beautifully designed to serve both as background scenery and as housing for the actors. The front facade was made of imported granite and marble columns, decorated with lintels and statues. Ropes were pulled from the top of this building all the way to the back seats, carrying huge curtains providing shade for the actors and the audience during hot summer days. In the center of the stage front is another gate called the King's Gate, where the main actor or the king entered. The quality of life in the city during the Roman period was very high. The majority of work was done by slaves, so the citizens had free time for entertainment. During the year, there were 140 festive days in which the theater held shows from morning till noon. The theater was also used as a place of gathering for the citizens, conducting political discussions and holding democratic elections to various offices. You will be able to find further recorded explanations in the city and up on the tell.